This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang!
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
This is Rob Gronkowski from Dudes on Dudes. Applebee's just cooked up the ultimate option play with their new Ultimate Trio deal. You can choose from 3 of their delicious appetizers and pair them up with 3 sauces for just $14.99. Craft your perfect trio from over 80,000 different combinations in this flavor-packed plate built for one, or to share if you're generous. You can stick with the classic pairings like boneless wings and buffalo sauce, or you can spice things up and try some unexpected pairings like dipping chicken wonton tacos in our honey Dijon mustard. It's time to head to your neighborhood Applebee's or order online today. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Taking over the Minnesota State Fair Grandstand August 28th. It's in a couple days. If you want your shot at tickets to this show plus State Fair admission, you can check out KFAN.com keyword contest so you could win your way in.
From the Great Minnesota Get-Together on yet another outstanding afternoon. Good cloud. I think it's enough of a cloud cover where the sun is not a huge issue with the folks in front of us. The legendary Major League Baseball umpire, Tim Tschida, is still with us. And let's remind folks, a lot of the folks who are listening beyond this booth, maybe even some here, may already know that it's basically a simple walk for you because you're already on location. But for those who don't know, let everybody know on what your State Fair participation is every year.
Since the day or the year, my first year of retirement, my lifelong good friend Giggles, Tim Weiss, opened up. Well, he had his place. It was called Giggles Campfire Grill, and he built a 50 by 50 beer pavilion in the back. And Giggles and I, years back, we bartended together up at Tiffany's, and I was in his wedding, and we've been friends for forever. And he said, I'm building this beer garden out here, and you're going to run it for me. And I went, really?
Is that right?
He said, yeah, you can do it. I mean, we worked together for years. I can trust you. I know. And I said, yeah, I guess I will do that. That sounds pretty good. And I've been here ever since. And the 12 days of the fair is included with my visit with you guys always is to see a whole bunch of people that I get to see.
That's great.
Throughout the year, and they come out, and the business up there is just absolutely
booming,
off the charts, busy.
So we're on a record. You're a veteran of answering these sorts of questions because you've seen it all here.
Yeah.
You think we're on the verge? This has got a chance to be a record-breaking year.
I do. I think the pre-COVID year was our best year ever. And if you can fathom that we grossed about almost $2.5 million in 12 days.
$2.5 million.
Yes. It doesn't. Now that's a gross.
That's a gross, yeah.
And our prices, much to the chagrin of a lot of other beer vendors out here, our prices are lower than anybody else's because that's the way Giggles is.
Yeah, you're getting saluted on that one right there.
And it's funny because
they were double fisting when they started, and then they made the walk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so they're down to one.
Well, we've got these funky food items, but the kids' meal is $3, and it's 2 really, really good chicken fingers with fries and Mancini's and O'Gara's, and all these guys are yelling, you can't be selling something for $3. That used to be $1.75.
Right.
And Giggles was go, hey, mom and dad bring the 4 kids out here and they feed them for $12.
Boom.
And then they spend $75 on beer. Don't tell me what I can't do.
That's great.
You're the one that needs to get in the game here.
Yeah, that's good. I love that intrigue, that inner ball talk.
And we have a new item this year that I learned a long time ago to never second guess Giggles, because, when the year came out, he says, well, I've got this new beer. What is it? Well, it's a s'mores beer. I said, it's a what? He goes, yeah, it's a chocolate porter, and we're going to dip the rim in chocolate syrup with graham cracker, and then we're going to put a marshmallow in it. And I went, seriously, we're marshmallow in a beer. Yeah, that's a really good idea. We're still making them. That was 8 years ago. And the people walk up and they say, is this where I get the s'mores beer? You right over there. You go right ahead. And the other one was the dill pickle beer, which is still a huge seller for us. But our new food item this year is really something. It's Giggles' son-in-law actually came up with it. It's a manicotti shell, and it's stuffed with Italian sausage and cheese, and of course it's wrapped with bacon,
naturally,
and smoked.
Oh man, that sounds good.
There's 3 to an order, and they're about that big and about that big around, kind of like a small hot dog almost. Well, we just today made our. There's 3 to an order, and we just made our 28,000th. Manicotti shell
already.
So I guess they're a big hit.
Oh my God, that's
it just never ends.
What is the key in your mind to running an effective bar? When I mean effective, I mean in terms of encouraging a certain measure of deportment without necessarily getting too stuffy, but making sure that you're on, sort of alert for any sign of something that could really go pear-shaped in a hurry.
Keep an eye on your clientele walking in, checking out, making sure they haven't been somewhere else for 2 or 3 hours and half loaded when they get there. You do this for long enough, you can tell people that are looking to have a good time, and you can tell people that are looking for trouble. We don't get any, we've had the fair, unfortunately, has had some incidents the last few years.
Yes.
At closing time. It's all been on this end. We've been immune to that so far, because the traffic flow later in the nighttime is less on the north end of the grounds than it is down here in the nearer the grandstand.
Right.
And you just gotta see what's coming, and then the people that come in, we have a huge loyal returning people that I've known just from the fair over the 12 years I've been here. They love coming to our place because the word no is not in our vocabulary, and they want to try something. Can I do this? Can I do that? Sure.
Yep.
Sure I can. Can I get some ice for my kid and do it? Yeah, we just do it for you. And they love the service, and we love providing it. And it's a family friendly place, and a
lot of repeat customers, correct?
Thank you. Yes.
A lot of repeat
customers.
And some of that, I think, maybe it contributes to keeping things under control, is that people take ownership over it a little bit. They want to be in a comfortable environment.
Yeah.
Right?
Never had a fight. Never had to break anything up. The closest I ever came was a couple guys trying to get their buddy to leave. So he was on our side. And
I left eventually.
Yeah, I know.
I was just having such a good time.
I had to call Dan.
I know.
Even the common man came up.
Yeah.
And I called everybody I knew.
I regret it.
I said, he's at it again. But yeah, again, we have our crowd, I'd say, is a little bit older. We have good live music every night. Our crowd just likes to relax. And hi, Josh. Guy in the hat right here, Josh Quinn. He's there tonight. Are you tonight and tomorrow night?
He's entertaining tonight?
Right here with the lovely hat and the not so lovely glasses. He will be with us tonight. And there's a guy with a wide range, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to listen to a real solid musician, he's a good show.
Guardsy? Louis was just peeking his head in. I don't know if he's going to have trouble getting in.
I was actually just going to text him.
Yeah,
there you go.
To give him the code.
There it is, yeah. So, you mentioned there have been, I think, a greater number of skirmishes tending to take place late, as you say, and in certain parts of the fairgrounds. But given how many years you've been coming out here, and I would still argue largely this thing works remarkably well.
Gosh, yeah.
Why? What do you think, as a person who knows this place as well as anybody? Why does it work as well as it has tended to?
I think because 99% of the people that are here every day, they want to be here. People come to the fair, they want to come to the fair. There's 1% that doesn't want to come. The 1% is usually a male, and he's been dragged out here by his wife kicking and screaming, and he's not going to be happy until he can get a beer. And, well, see? And what did I tell you? And they'll come up and she'll say, well, let's go to Giggles and get some walleye cakes. And so, all right, do they have beer? Yes, they have beer. Okay, so they make the run. And then he sees from half a mile away that our lines are clear across the street and wrapping around. And he goes, no, I don't want to be standing in line. And then we tell him our lines move really fast. And anybody that's been there, you can see how quickly we get you in and we get you out. And then he gets there. And, of course, we ID everyone. Everyone. We make no exceptions. And I'm sorry, but the law says if you do not have a proper identification with you, I can't serve you alcohol. Well,
how cranky do people get?
Oh, that's a beauty. When he gets up there after he's made the trek and he's finally close to
he's feeling sorry for himself
quest
already.
And then I say, I need to see your ID, please. And they go, right. And so then he flips his wallet open and you say, you have to take it out. So he takes it out and shows, and then I go, I promise you this, my friend. You don't like me yet, but you're going to have a beer in your hand inside of 45 seconds. All right? That's how close we are. And then he goes, there's no way. And I go, just watch. And then he gets up and we boom, boom, boom. And they look and I'm back in the corner. He goes, all right. You got me. But it's, see, 30 seconds. See, these guys can vouch for us. We move it fast. And our help, we have great help. We have 250 employees up there.
250.
Yeah, and it's usually about 90 to 95% returning. So we have no training. They know what to do. They jump right in there. They see something needs to be done. They just do it. Makes my job easier. I don't have to run around and tell people what to do. They're after it. And probably the most rewarding thing about working out there for me, which I never would have anticipated, is kids that start with us when they're young and they work in the basement and they're making walleye cakes when they got flour and everything all over their hands and they're making money for the first time in their lives, and now they're out, they're smoking the salmon, they're pouring beer now, they're in college and they're about to graduate, and watching these kids grow up is really, really rewarding for me, because they take time off of their jobs to come back and work for us, and that's fun. That really is fun. I really enjoy it.
In so many ways, and you're describing some of them, to me, the key to the success of this thing is the ritual of it. And you've named one way where kids who started in the basement doing grunt work end up working their way up. And, Gargi and I have talked about this. For us, we're working here, obviously, but during breaks, people often want to stop by and say hello. And often they bring their children. And they have brought their children since those kids were 5. Mm-hmm. And now they're bringing them to get another photo at the age of 13 or 14. And it's very, I guess, nurturing for people. It's very, I think, kind of cements the connection. It's great for us, but I think for people, it's the same thing. It's the ritual of doing it over and over. There's a comfort in doing those things, and because it has value to people. This place has value, and that to me is how it manifests itself.
A lot of them have their map. They come back every year, and they're going to get their this, and this, and I hear there's a new that, and I want to try that too. And it's just what they do, and it's amazing. I mean, I had one gal comes up yesterday and she goes, "Is this where I get the Tom Thumb donut beer?" And I went, "No, we don't have that one. That's the ballpark." She says, "Okay, I'm sorry, I got to go." And I said, "I've got 36 to choose from here."
Right, yeah.
You can
give it a shot.
Try one of ours. Nope, it's got to have my ballpark beer. Okay, well, maybe come back some other time. We've got dill pickle. You can try that if you want, but everybody when they walk out, they say, "You guys got the greatest place. We love coming here. We would never miss coming here," and that's rewarding. It's at least that was worth it.
Yeah, and again, when you consider the number of people who go through these gates every day, and cumulatively over the course of the entire fair, it is, I think, amazing. I mean, I'm a complainer. It's part of my job. I have to whine about things, about whether the buses are late or the person in front of me or directly behind me has a wagon, a huge 3-across wagon that's going to snap my Achilles.
Yeah.
But the fact is, it all works pretty well. The interesting argument, it's not even an argument, but what's interesting to me is there are a lot of natives, and I think you know this, who swear that they will never get near the fair. They have, and I don't know if they've had a bad experience or they just say, I don't like crowds. They make assumptions on the basis of crowds, and you can't get through them, and I'm not here to try. I mean, it's each their own. It's everybody's business. But, in fact, I think the Star Tribune had a story on this earlier in the week about the people who almost resent the folks who seem to enjoy it to the degree that they do. Because there are a lot of natives who just say, I don't want to get near it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is unlike any other. And, I'm sure most of you have seen. Just give me a quick hand show. Have you seen the Amish donut place up here?
God.
Right? Oh, it's up. Okay. What day is today? Tuesday. On Saturday when I come in the main gate, and then I walk to Giggles from there.
Right.
The line was from there all the way to the main gate. Right. That's like 7 blocks. Standing on blacktop to get. Now the donuts are really good.
They are delicious.
They are excellent,
yes.
And it's a big, large glazed donut.
It is massive.
But people will stand in line for an hour and 45 minutes to get them, and believe it or not, the guy told me that he can't give them away in Florida at the Florida State Fair.
Is that right?
Yeah, he said it's almost a bust. He was thinking about not.
You're kidding. Well, there you go. They apparently have no taste in Florida.
Apparently, but think about Minnesota. How many great bakeries do we have around here?
Right.
But yet people are still willing to stand in line to get his. But they're very, very good. But, I wish them all the best.
Yes. You're not sure you're going to wait 3 hours for a donut.
I think I can do pretty well if I walk into a Holiday Station and they got the case right there.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good, too.
Well, some of that, as you know, just becomes FOMO, a little bit of, oh, my God, that's the big thing. I have to be able to tell everybody that I sampled the big thing.
Oh, God,
I think there's some of that, don't you think?
Yeah, and the he's the super guy.
Yeah.
And in fact, he sent about 4 dozen over to us yesterday.
Ooh.
And Sweet Martha, she and Giggles.
Close circuit to the Amish donut place.
Yeah,
if you want to send over 4 dozen to Guardsy and me.
We'll just take 1. We don't need 4.
Believe me, 1 each, and then we'll pass out the rest of them to the audience. I don't have a problem with that.
And
yeah, let's get it done.
See?
Yeah.
Now we're cooking. Yeah, and then Sweet Martha, Martha Rossini, her parents met at my parents' wedding.
Is that right?
Yeah, way back in the day.
What a great
And
nugget.
she sent about 12 trays of cookies over to our folks the other night, and the kids absolutely pounded them. They came up from the basement and they went through them like they were Skittles. And I had my beer pourers. I had to save. I did the best I could. I saved like 24 of them, but that's it. That's all we got. The kids pounded it. And she and Giggles are good friends too. So there's professional courtesy or professional respect in that.
Sure.
Martha is the number 1 vendor out here.
Right.
She grosses the most. We are number 2.
You are number 2.
We are number 2 in a certain area because we combine alcohol and food. The ballpark, I believe, sells the most beer. But their food, they don't excel in the food area. It's mostly alcohol, beer and beverages. So so we're all in that same
good combination
category. Yeah, it's a real good combination.
It's a really good combination.
And we root for each other.
So what are the earliest fair memories you have?
As a kid?
As a kid. I mean, was it a constant? Were you out here a lot or not so much then? What do you remember?
Well, I've worked here most of my life. In fact, down a little ways here, there's that. You see the German root beer thing?
Yep.
All right, just past that, my aunt and uncle had a hot dog stand there.
No kidding.
And we just served Ambassador hot dogs.
Oh yeah,
25 cents a piece.
Are those pure beef?
Yep.
Ambassador.
$5 for a buck.
Nice.
25 cents a piece, 5 for a buck. 2 hot dogs and a drink was 60 cents. And what we got was all the employees. Everybody that worked out here would come there because they could eat for almost nothing. So I worked there since the time I was 14.
Okay.
So I've always been.
You've always been around.
I've always been on the vendor side of things out here more than anything.
When you started, compared to how big it has become, how big was it then?
It's not even close. It wasn't even closest to what it is today. And I'll get that question too. What's the biggest change? The biggest change I've seen is just the increase of quality of food. It used to just be a fried food haven out here. You couldn't eat anything really good. It tasted good, but it wasn't good for you. It was not. But if you're on a particular diet, you can still
find something.
You can still eat, and you can find good food out here. And it's just, and the quality, the cleanliness of all the vendors. The health inspectors are much more strict, and I'm glad of that. If you recall, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, the pork chop on a stick guy, they told him he had to put a concrete slab behind because he was setting stuff on the grass. And he says, "I've been here 25. I'll do whatever I want." They pulled his ticket the next year because you're not guaranteed. It's not a lifelong contract here. It's year to year, and if you don't do what they tell you to do, you'll regret not having listened. So, I would say just the overall organization of it, the cleanliness, and the quality of product that everybody's selling. It's noticeable. You can't be average and be out here. You just simply can't be. Now, there might be foods you don't like, but if you like cheese curds, they're the best they could be. If you like, a root beer float, try that one. It's as good as you'll get. It's just everything is high end and made well.
What's the coldest you ever remember? I mean, it's never sleeted during the state fair, has it?
No, but we had a stretch one year where it was 4 days of the highs were like in the low 50s with about a 30-mile-an-hour wind, and it was a ghost town. It was like we were calling people at home and just saying, "Don't bother coming in. I don't need you." We had 2 windows open, and that was it. And I think we broke even. Just barely broke even, and only because we had to be really precise on the labor cost. But you know what? There's years like this one, and there's years where, this is a good year so far.
You'll prefer this to the blazing heat state fairs?
I've always said that, typically during the 12 days of the fair, we'll experience 3 of the 4 seasons. We'll get a little bit of spring weather, a little bit of summer weather, a little bit of fall weather. But so far this year, the summer part hasn't really been there. It's been, spring and fall like, and boy, does that bring them out.
Yeah, for sure.
And people they're happier because they're not dragging tired after having been out here for 6-7
Plus,
hours.
stuff doesn't smell as fast.
No, everything
doesn't have a chance to fester at the same level if it's not baking, right?
It's just a win-win. And another thing that when you asked about improvements, it used to be a strong garbage stench out here. And what they do to keep this place clean and keep the trash in and out, and if anybody could see, as soon as those gates lock at the end of the night here, the street sweepers are out. They're cleaning everything. And if you've ever come here at, 7 o'clock in the morning or when those gates open, man, you can't believe that there was, 275,000 people here the day before. They're really good. They are really, really good.
Tim Tschida, ladies and gentlemen, former MLB umpire. You're great to talk to.
Treasure.
Man. You know it. You just fill it up every time. You're so much appreciated. You don't have any idea how important you become to this program over the years. And because you don't have to do this. You're here, but you don't have to do this. And we very much appreciate it, especially because you can talk about anything. That's the beauty of
but I don't
the
have
best
to be right.
guests. No, neither do I. But the reason our guests succeed is many of them, whatever their specialty is, they don't have to just talk about that stuff. So, again, a wonderful
How did we avoid the robo-umpire thing? I mean,
you're right. I did. Well, I built it up that you were actually pro robo-umpire. Well,
I'm pro-replay.
Pro-replay, that's true. But you're not so much. Yeah, well, I think last year we talked about the robo-ump.
Yeah.
And I'll give you 30 seconds to remind people how much you despise the concept.
Picture this. Picture the end of the game, right? Okay, it's not a replay system. It's a challenge system. So everybody gets 2 challenges, right? Well, they're going to save them till the end. Trust me. They may, unless somehow, some way, a guy gets called out on strikes on a pitch that bounced early in the game. They're not going to waste the challenge, all right? So you get down to the end of the ball game, and the team in the field has got a 2-run lead, and the team at bat's got runners on second and third with 2 outs, and the count's 2-2. And the next pitch comes in, and the umpire says strike 3, and the game's over, and the catcher jumps up, and he heads to the mound, and they're going to high-five each other. Only the batter is standing there like this, tapping his helmet, going, "No, I want that challenge." Oh, everybody stop. So we run it back, and we say, oops, the ball was 3/4 of an inch low. So Okay, now it's 3-2. Come back. Nobody celebrate yet. Now let's go back. Okay, now the guy, the pitch comes in and the umpire says ball 4. Okay, so now they got the bases loaded, except the pitcher's now going like this to the top of his hat, and we're going to check that pitch, and that pitch is proven to be strike 3. So now they go, oh, change that. You're out. Game over. Everybody can go home. How's that for drama? I mean, wouldn't that just be a blast to watch a game end like that? Trust me, that's what's going to happen.
That's coming.
That's coming.
That's your prediction.
So we have that to look forward to.
So
am I in favor of it? No.
You seem to be leaning against it.
Yeah, just ever
tad.
so slightly.
Thank you, sir. Tim Tschida, again, thanks very much for coming to see us, man. We much appreciate it. You can hang around if you want to say hi to Luigi.
I'd love
Louis
to say hi
is
to
coming
Louis.
up next.
I would. I haven't seen him in a while.
On a Power Pack broadcast today that will include Alec Lewis to talk Vikings cuts in the 5 o'clock hour.
Talk about stepping up.
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Don't go away.
We all remember that one teacher who made a difference, believed in us, challenged us, or just made learning fun. Well, now's your chance to say thank you in a big way. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose, nominating an outstanding public school teacher who's gone above and beyond for their students to win $5,000 to stock their classroom with whatever they need. Today's teacher of the day is Sydney Caltagerone, who is a special education resource teacher at Lakeview Elementary School. The folks told us celebrates all growth in her students and advocates for each and every one on her caseload. Help us say thank you to educators for shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now. iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Well, she sneaks around the world from India to Carolina. She's a sticky-fingered filcher from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Tell me, where in the world is Nanne?
Just old enough. Oh, he's here. He's at the Great Minnesota Get-Together. Where else would he be on this lovely Tuesday afternoon here? I mean, I tell you what, Louie, you're awfully good on the radio, but tough act to follow. Tim Tschida.
Isn't he great?
He was hot today.
And you know
he
what?
was on his A game.
He might be the smartest umpire I've ever seen. Not that that bar is very high.
Wow, that's a shot. That's a good shot. Well, he told me he's down to like 4 homes. I said, well, the umpire money must have been pretty good, you know?
Oh, those guys make a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he did okay in his
Nobody ever talked about...
And he saves it all, apparently.
Yeah, but nobody ever talked about umpires betting on games. Did you ever think about that?
Well, that's a very, very good point. That's a subject for another day. Louis is here as, every year at the Great Minnesota Get-Together. You've brought a guest. Is that correct?
And a good one.
And his name, this is part of the reason we were delighted, Zeev, you're going to be with us, is we've already heard, we thought we knew the pronunciation of your last name, and then Guardsy got a pronunciation key that seemed different. So I'm not even going to try it. Will you pronounce the last name the way you believe it's supposed to be pronounced?
Buium.
Buium.
Yeah.
Buium. Well, then the thing they gave you was inaccurate. What did they say to you?
It said boy.
Buium. Makes no sense.
A lot of people get that wrong.
And it's Zeev, correct?
Yes,
Not Zev.
No,
Zeev.
Zeev, yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining. So, Louis, we're going to talk, a lot of pro hockey, I'm sure, and that involves Zeev as well. But you bring him along for a very specific reason, because these days you're an ambassador to a very specific local event coming, correct?
That's right. I actually had the very good pleasure of watching him play in the World Junior Championship in Ottawa this year, where the U.S. won gold. And thanks his teammates, of course, but to him, overtime, what a great play he made to set up the goal, the winning goal. You've seen him play, many of you, for Denver the last couple of years, winning NCAA championships as well. He won 2 World Junior gold.
That's
and
right.
We are very fortunate to have the World Junior Hockey Championship coming here, because outside of the Olympics, this is the crown jewel of international hockey. And the people that will be coming here are the best players of their age in the world. And those best players in the world will then be playing the NHL. So 4, 5, 6 years from now, they will be the best players in the NHL.
December 26 to January 5,
right.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
World Juniors, Grand Casino Arena, Mariucci. By the way, for details and information, and I assume tickets and all that kind of good stuff, World Juniors MN26.com. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. And by the way, they have just come out with a package for all U.S. games.
Oh.
You just wanted to have all U.S. games, they're selling a package for that as well. But there'll be many more details about ticket sales, but they are available now in case people want to start getting their tickets, getting good seats, and looking at the games they want to appear at.
Zeev, how did you find competing in this event?
That's the best. I mean, like Lou said, you're playing against the best, kids in your age and the future, of the NHL. So it's so exciting, and hockey doesn't get much better than that. So every country comes with so much pride, and really wants to win. So it's a super exciting tournament, and a lot of fun to watch.
To win it too, right? You won the last. You were on the last 2 teams that won it, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
So give me a sense of what the competition was like, how challenging it was, etc.
It's an extreme challenge. You have a bunch of guys who, for majority, haven't played together, and you have to come together super quickly, and anything can happen in a tournament like that. It's one game elimination, and you lose, you're done. So it's really tough, and so it's just an unbelievable experience all around, and to be fortunate to be on those 2 teams and win it, and just meet all the guys I got to meet and play with them, and be brothers for life now. It's a very special experience that very thankful to be a part of.
Well, Louis, with the sense of hockey history in this town, I got to believe it's going to do great at the box office, don't you? I don't think there's going to be any problem selling it, because it means something to people here.
Right, and what's the important part too is Minnesota's been such a big part of these junior teams over the years. So many kids have played and started in them. In fact, the first gold we won, Zach Parisi was on the team. I think he might even got the winning goal. It was in Halifax. So Minnesota's played a big part in these World Juniors. We had one in 1984 when it was just beginning.
Right.
And it wasn't a big deal then. People didn't realize what it was. But if you look now, the U.S. this year is having a fantastic year in international hockey. They've won every title, men and women. And that includes...
Are the Canadians bitter about that?
Yeah, are they ever? And on top of that, they have an opportunity now to win 3 in a row, which is so difficult. And, there's going to be a lot of competition against it. But we are going to be in position to see these players play. I remember seeing Kaprizov play. Nobody knew about Kaprizov. I'm watching the games in Canada, by the way. The ratings in Canada for the World Juniors are higher than even a Stanley Cup if there's not a Canadian team playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs there. I remember him leading the tournament scoring, and I was interested because he was a 5th-round draft pick of the Wild, and I hadn't seen him. And boy, just dominated. But that's what happens in these tournaments. These guys that are playing now will be dominant in 4, 5, 6 years in the NHL.
So you tell me a little bit, okay, because now you're embarking on the pro career, and there's a lot of anticipation for this upcoming season. How did you find your experience late last year? And in your off season, what everybody wants to get better. So what kinds of things, if any, have you been working on?
Yeah, I think coming in last year at the end of the year and, playing in those couple games and just realizing how hard it is to win and how hard it is, to keep your body right, your mind right, and all the physical things you go through, all the mental things you go through. So just going into the summer, understanding, the muscle I need to put on, the weight, mentally and physically preparing my body for it. So, I think that was kind of the main thing.
Gotcha.
So,
we're getting is there anything we can, is he working on it? Oh, you're trying to turn up the volume. We've got some frustrations in our audience that the volume was down a little bit low. So we'll work on that without trying to over-modulate, because then there's feedback, Louis, and it gets ugly at that point. Louis, give me your scouting report on the basis of what you've seen, of what you think Zeev can be at the NHL level.
Well, I'm so impressed with him. I think that the Wild struck gold picking him, because he's got the agility, the smarts, the wherewithal, the peripheral vision to play an outstanding game. Offensively, he's a gem. He's going to be able to. When I look at defensemen that can skate and handle the puck the way he does, it brings a smile to my face, because those guys leave pressure, they generate offense, they make such a bit of big difference in the game of time of possession, because they get the puck away from the other team and get it out of there. I think we're in for a real treat. I know he's only 19, and people talk about, is he working to put on weight and strength? As of course I said, but I want to tell you, I remember picking Bobby Smith first at 20, and he was a 6'4", 5 kid at the time. But 3 years later, I looked at him, he was a man. He was a rail then. And so many of the guys that are picked between 18 and 20, you don't recognize them at 22, 23, 24, because now they've grown into manhood, and they've not only matured, but they've worked themselves to a position where they're not only strong and big and physical, but they're much more aware in the game. The game, as you get older, the game slows down. He plays the game right now, it's already slow. So when you give him 3 years in the league, you're going to really appreciate how aware he is of what's going on the ice.
The component of playing defense but still being a factor offensively, obviously that's the best combination if you can do it. Have you always sort of had that in you, you think? Is that something you developed? How'd that happen?
Yeah, I think just being a kid and playing roller hockey outside and messing around, you kind of get that creative side. But, I think for me, I was always told as a kid, the best defense is offense. So I always, like to have the puck, make plays. And, if the other team's in touching the puck, then you're probably doing something right.
You mentioned you played a little in the postseason. So do you feel like whatever natural intimidation factor there is of, seeing this is the next level, when you hit the ice this year, do you think you're already past that, or is that something you still have to work with?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously there's going to be times where you're nervous and a little bit anxious, but even from game one, after that first puck touch, kind of the nerves go away.
Yeah.
And you're just playing off instinct, you're just playing hockey. So, I'm just really excited, and I don't think there's going to be too many nerves. Thanks
for coming to see us. Much appreciated. And good luck this season. Training camp's not that far off now, right?
No, a couple weeks. So, thanks for having me.
Unless you want to break, unless you have the Kaprizov scoop that he's signed long term. Do you have any inside sources? No?
I'm just a young guy. I don't know.
But you would like to see that done, I assume. Everybody in Minnesota would at this point.
Yeah, he's such an incredible player, and he's also an incredible human. We got to obviously meet him a little bit at the end of last year and talk to him, and he's just one of the boys, so he's great.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
Minnesota Wild defenseman Zeev Buium, kind enough to join us. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a pause in. We got a little bit behind schedule. And then Louis is going to continue with us, and we'll talk about all sorts of things with Louis, as we tend to do at the State Fair. Eventually, we'll also get an update on Vikings cuts and any trade rumors out there when Alec Lewis joins us, probably by telephone, definitely by telephone, probably around 5:30. Back in a minute here from the Great Minnesota Get-Together.
Talk about stepping up.
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
fan.
Mall of America's mystery cards are back. We're bringing them to you all summer long. You can come grab yours at KFAN events throughout the summer or wherever you see our KFAN street team. Then we shall redeem them in Mall of America for fun prizes and big discounts. Fullest of events, KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
They were ripped.
That's a lie.
Sure, why not? Shot him. Killed him. Skin it and eat it. Ooh!
All right. We want to thank, again, Minnesota Wild defenseman Zeev Buium. Man, I feel old when I talk to him. He looks like he's about 12.
You.
And yet, good-sized lad, and I know you're very high on what you think he's going to be for your Minnesota Wild. Luigi is back with us, in part to talk about the World Juniors, but to get into some other things as well. Here's my toss-up question to you. Guerin, I think Billy Guerin is scheduled to join us Friday out here. So how do I get him going on the Kaprizov stuff? Can I quote you as being really, really worried, or how can I get him where he gets agitated?
Well, that'll probably agitate him. You could just say, Louis really concerned.
Yeah, that's it. That's a start.
And he gave me a 60-40 shot.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's it. There you go. That's the way to do it.
That'll get him good.
So
he'll start. He'll be hot right away.
I've told, when people have asked me here, like off air, what do you really think is going to happen with Kaprizov? If I had to place a bet in Vegas, I still think it's going to get done.
Me too.
I really do.
Yeah.
But as you have said, you just worry about losing control of it and weird things happen, and then maybe people's, their emotions get hardened a little bit, and there's, not good byplay between the team and the agent, who in this case I'm told is a little bit of a wild card. That's what you worry about, right? It just kind of builds on itself. Before you know it, you've lost control of something you got to be in control of.
Well, that's exactly right, because it's not Kaprizov that doesn't want to sign or hasn't signed.
Right.
He's just taking direction. He loves it here. He loves the people here. He loves his teammates. He has no negatives here at all. And so he would be signed. But here's the deal. Russians are a little different playing the NHL than any other nationality. And by that I mean, they're still great players, but they don't have the same commitment to an area, a city, that other nationalities might have. Because I haven't seen Russians come and say, whoa, I love New Jersey. I want to stay in New Jersey in the summer. You see the Swedes, the Finns, the Germans, everybody staying around their areas quite a bit. And eventually, even they end up living there. The Russians, it just seems that they seem to go back home a lot. And I remember when I tried to get a few Russians I was playing against them. We were playing at the Met, and after the game, I had played these guys in the Olympics, so I knew them. So I took 3 of them to my house, 3 or 4. It must have been 4 because they drank so much. They drank me out of the house and home. I had nothing left. And when they left, I said to Maltz, I said, you guys got a defect. You got to stay here and play. It's like this. It's beautiful. You think my house is nice? You guys will make so much money. Louis, we go back to the motherland. We don't leave Russia.
Well, that's Putin. That's Putin for you.
That's what never. Yeah, it's even before.
Well, that was before Putin. Right.
I'm talking about '69.
Yeah. Kosygin. Some of those.
So I really, get concerned about
Khrushchev.
That. Yeah,
they're going way back.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me. You've told the story before. Didn't you have to smuggle? Didn't you have to go through the Iron Curtain to smuggle somebody?
But that wasn't Russian. He was a Czech.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Musil.
What were the circumstances of that, and how dicey did it get?
Well, it seemed that the curtain hadn't fallen yet, so Czechoslovakia was under
Iron Curtain rule.
Yeah. And so I had drafted him, and I had made a deal with Ludwig Katona, pay him $250,000 if he could get him to defect. because he had got the Stastny brothers out. He was from Czechoslovakia, he owned a restaurant in Toronto. So I said, okay, it's a good gamble. If we can get a player like this for $250,000, we'll take it. So I waited 3 years. He used $25,000 of expense money, got nowhere, so I decided to take it on myself. And I thought I had it all done. The World Championships were in Munich. Met with
what year is this? Would this be?
This would have been 80. I want to say 86.
Okay.
And I thought he was going to, after the game, when his term was over, from the rink, I was going to take him right to the airport, and he didn't come, and he changed his mind. So no, it would have been 87 because that's the year.
Well, what did he say? He just said, "I got cold feet."
I didn't get to talk to him because they always had guys around.
I see. Okay. And the muscles around him. Yeah, you can't do anything.
And so later on in the summer, I get a call from his agent. Says, "Brandon's taking a vacation in Yugoslavia, and he's ready to go." I said, "Okay, I'm on a plane tonight. I'll meet you there tomorrow." So I went out, got on a plane, and got him. And then in those days, he had to go through the border, and I was thinking I got to put him in a trunk and and rush him through. So I took a dry run to Umag. He'd already gone to Zagreb, and just to see what the bars were like, how far were the Italian, gate from the Yugoslavian one. And it was about 50 yards. I said, I could do this. But they stopped me, and they're all machine guns and everything. So I'm thinking, Jesus, it's going to be a hell of a try. But I got to get them so they're lackadaisical and then just done it. So the next day I went down. I was finally able to get the thing done, and the consul says, "How are you going to get them out?" I said, "I'm going to put them in the trunk and I'm going to go through." He said, "Are you nuts?" He said, "You can't do that." And I said, "Well, what am I going to do?" He says, "Go get them a visa." I said, "How am I going to do that?" He says, "You know a senator?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "You got to get him to get you permission with a visa." I said, "Give me your phone." I called Washington. Dave Durenberger was in Washington.
Durenberger,
happened to be in his office. I said, "David, I need this. I need it right now." And he did it. He sent it over to us.
Wow.
And he says, "You got to get your girl down to your assistant down to immigration and show him the contract that you're signing." And so I said, "Okay, so what's the contract going to be?" I said, "Well, I was going to pay this guy $250. I'll give him $250 signing bonus." So I did it and sent it down. And next day, the guy said, "Now you got to go get a visa." And I said, "Where?" He said, "Go get a passport taken." So in the morning, I went. The plane's even at 1 o'clock, so I went to get the passport. And the guy said couldn't do it till 4. I gave him $20. He did it in 10 minutes. And now I got this Hertz rent-a-car. And it's, it was like a Taurus at the time. And I take it over Hertz. I said, "Do you take rental car drop-offs?" Yeah. So I give him the keys. He walks out with me. He said, No, that's from Italy. I don't. I said, "Look, I don't care if you keep it. $8,000 more, that's not much. You could have the car." So he did. This guy was honest. About a month later, I got a charge for $467 or something for a drop-off.
He dropped it off.
Yeah,
he did do it, yeah.
Got on the plane. And we were nervous because even when you're leaving, there's police all over and that. And
sure,
you don't know which
never
one.
Know.
The KGB, who's watching this guy. Yeah. Then we got him out, and we got to London. They wouldn't let him off the plane. Said I had to get 2 tickets the next flight out. Thankfully, he was on the Concorde, so he got 2 tickets on the Concorde.
No kid. Oh, so it flew him home on the. I don't remember
on the Concorde. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, especially the pilots were. Told the flight attendants to give champagne to everybody. They brought them.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah. It was a really good flight.
All right, let's make this a top of the hour pause. Louis has got time for one more segment with us. We will talk some Vikings cuts on cut down day, trades, etc. But we'll get to some more hockey stuff and other things with our guy Lou Nanne when we return from the State Fair here in the.
This is Julian Edelman from Games with Names. Applebee's just cooked up the ultimate option play with their new Ultimate Trio deal. You can choose from 3 of their delicious appetizers and pair them up with 3 sauces for just $14.99. Craft your perfect trio from over 80,000 different combinations in this flavor-packed plate built for one, or to share if you're generous. You could stick with the classic pairings like boneless wings and buffalo sauce, or you could spice things up and try some unexpected combinations like dipping chicken wonton tacos in their honey Dijon mustard. It's time to head to your neighborhood Applebee's or order online today. That's eating good in the neighborhood.